it seems like a lot of people in the Asian community are waking up. So this is from the Kamala Harris campaign. So her advisor, Lindy Li, quit the Democratic Party and says, "I'm leaving a cult." Now, this is a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, she's
very much, because these are people who tone the line, very much, like all their life. This is kind of like their livelihood.
I mean, this is an amazing development. I think this says a lot because she was an advisor, this woman, Lindy Li, and she was a mega donor to the Democrat Party. She was serving as the women's co-chair, the Mid-Atlantic Regional Chair at the DNC. And she is publicly saying that she's leaving the party and also that she considers it a cult. I mean, you have people for the first time speaking out against that, place. And a lot of people are saying, especially minorities, a lot of people who are, quote, people of color, Asians, Blacks, Latinos, are saying they're done. They're done because they feel that it is cult-like. In fact, they're meant to kind of all agree and see things the same way, and dissent is, looked down upon. And that is a reason enough to leave it. So I think it's an interesting comment from her, because she knows the inside baseball, as you will, right? She knows how the sausage is made. And for her to come out and say that could be why the campaign seems so tone deaf, right? We talked about that throughout the whole campaign period. It just seemed like they're not even, remember the meltdowns we covered the days after the election, like nobody cares about the price of eggs. We're like, dude, people care about the price of eggs. What are you talking about right now? Like, who are you talking to that you're so... Did you see that, Fletcher, the guy who was having another meltdown in his car recently? And he's like, he was teaching or was a staff member at University of Oregon or something. Did you see that?
Oh, yeah. It was something.
And he was basically condemning all people who voted for Trump, and also made the same claim that, like, and in his case, he didn't say he thought it was specious, right? He didn't say, they're just saying it's the price of gas and eggs. He's saying, if all you care about are the price of your milk and eggs and gas, then, you don't deserve. Yeah. It's like, wait a minute. You look well-fed in a nice car, talking about how other people don't need to be worried about price of gas and eggs. Dude, come on, man. Get out of here with all of that. If we find it, maybe we'll do a short video on that, Fletcher. If we find it.
No.
Look out for it, you all.
Yeah,
he got fired, and he should have.
As well, he should have. So this was when she came out live on the air, and talking about it with Piers Morgan. So here's a little bit about. Let me know if you can hear it.
Democrats have got to move on quickly, haven't they?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. She's indulging delusions of running for governor in California in 2026 and perhaps even running for president in 2020. And I just want to echo.
Did you hear that? So she's talking about, BP Harris, because she's actually wants to run more. So I guess the memo went out that she was a great candidate and she could win more, right? So
I think the proper word is what Miss Lee said: delusion. What's the word of today, you all? Delusion.
Let's hear more what she has to say.
What a lot of you guys already said. This past week has been harrowing for me. This Saturday, I went on Fox and Friends and I said that Democrats have a stench of loser hanging over them.
Yeah.
As soon as I said that, there were boycott campaigns against me, unblock, unfollow campaigns. I lost 40,000 followers.
Really?
Wow.
In 4 days. People have called me the W word. I don't know what we're allowed to say, but you can fill in the blank.
We're uncensored. Let's say it. Say it. Say what the word was.
Am I allowed to?
Yeah.
Well, they called me a whore. They called me the C word. They asked for me to be deported. And you can just search for my name.
So basically, she didn't even say. I guess the unmitigated goal, she went on Fox, right?
I thought WHOREs were championed by the left. That's what I don't understand. So now that's a bad word. You're confusing me. Yeah, I'm so confused. I thought you all wanted women to be that, and then delete their babies.
Shouldn't have like an OnlyFans or something? And
so I thought that was like champion. I thought we're not doing the SLUT shaming. I thought so now that's what they're doing.
Yeah, this is
It's
this
funny
is a
how
full
they
come
jump
around.
back from that. Suddenly it was like, oh, you're so prudish. You're so prudish. You're saying get married before you have sex. But now when someone goes against you, you're like, you call them a WH word.
And she's just basically saying that, hey, we got the in other words, she kind of is claiming it's like, we have the stench of just we lost, instead of like, okay, we lost, let's get back up, what can we do, right? But then she just says that, and right away she gets basically scoriated, gets called things that, according, like you said, they were taboo, right? I mean, isn't that like we talked about the VJJ monologues? Wasn't that kind of like a part of the W word and the C word are basically like, let's take over them and take them back. You shouldn't be, there should be no shaming of sex work and all stuff. So you're like, but as soon as she has, okay, I'll have a different, and I'm sorry, it does feel like I can't stand the word people of color. But it does feel like whenever we have a different opinion than what we were told to have by certain people or certain organizations, then right away it's like, you have to jump up ugly, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think she's probably right when she says it's a cult, because that's how cults act. It's like there's no freedom of thought. You can't express even the slightest dissent. It's like you can't even say you don't think that this woman was a good candidate. That can't be said in your circle, because you should be able to say, even if it's the same, political group, hey, I don't think this is a good candidate. Why is that going to cause you to be ejected from the group? They're like Robotons. I don't know. That's insane.
No, it does feel like it's some kind of like weird. It's almost like you don't toe this line. That's it. We're gonna. It's just, that's crazy. But
in those terms on X, and you'll see a bunch of them. So, all these so-called Democrats, the party of inclusion, the party of diversity, masks off. And it's even worse because they pretend to occupy the moral high ground. At least with Republicans, they are who they are. But with Democrats, they pretend to be, so loving and caring and embracing of diversity. But all of a sudden, when I dare to utter any criticisms of the goddess Kamala Harris, I get ostracized. Me, after having raised tens of millions of dollars for the party, and I'm being called a grifter, when all along, all these years, I've said on TV, I've said to the press, I'm a conservative Democrat. This is not a switch for me. This is just me. This is who I've always been.
Yeah.
And also, my donors are pissed. They raised $2.5 billion across Super PAC in the campaign. It's my responsibility. It's my duty of care to ask, what the hell happened with that money? Why did we spend it? Why did we spend millions of dollars on 5-star hotels for campaign staffers? Why did we spend $500,000 essentially bribing Al Sharpton moments before he interviewed Kamala? These are legitimate questions, but no, in the cult, you can't ask questions.
Yeah.
I mean, this is shocking. She's basically saying, look, you guys are full of the stench of failure. And now you're saying, where did the money go? Because I have people asking me, where did the money go? And maybe you shouldn't spend it on, things so lavishly. And all the overspending that we heard about this is Democrat. This is a Democrat talking. This is somebody who raised money. And anytime you're saying, where did the money go? Which makes me even more curious. Where did the money go if their own people don't know where the money goes?
Well, part of it, like she said, 5-star hotels for staffers. Are you serious? That must have been a fun gig. Go to the Ritz-Carlton, and you're like, you're just collecting signatures for the campaign or something. You're just a staffer. You're like living large. That's great.
I mean,
you saw that she spent a whole bunch of money to have that one really seedy show, Call Me Daddy, set up instead of using their set, so that she could just do it in another city, and it cost like 6 figures. When the woman who is the hostess of the show said it didn't cost that to make it in the first place.
Yeah, it's just I mean, it's just wacky. But what are you guys talking about? So over here in Malaysia, we don't like Michelle Yao too because she endorsed a political that was stealing state funds and allegedly ordered someone to be deleted. Yeah, I did hear about that. This is what happens when celebrities go out there and endorse. Because I did hear, even like in the Chinese, kind of elections and stuff that they were doing, there was some a little bit of weird things going on with Jackie Chan. I remember he was having some issues and stuff. So, man, and they don't, you don't play around with stuff like that. And I do feel like anytime people ask, where did the money go? What are you guys doing behind the scenes? Like you said, these politicians are crooked. It's gonna stick to you no matter what. She's just basically asking what is going on, right? And Jen says that they don't even know what the definition of what a woman is. I doubt they know what the meaning of the WC, right?
That's probably what the problem is. They don't even know what
that's the main problem.
That's why they're using it so inappropriately. They don't even know what that means.
It's just,
they can't know what that word means. Honestly, they can't because they celebrate making women into the WH word. They love that. They're like, go out and become that. So it's got to be, they must not know what it means or the C word.
I don't know. Yeah, you have this idea to where, what are you really going against in this one, right?
No, I'm glad that she had the courage to speak. I mean, like she said, she has paid a price socially. She lost these followers and people have, called her these horrible names, and I'm sure there's more fallout, but good for her. It takes that. Right. It's going to take that for people to wake up. I mean, she's not saying anything that people behind other doors are saying. They might be too afraid to say it, but a lot of people have left that Democrat plantation and are not going back.